Hey guys, good morning, TJ here. I've had a few people ask about my morning routine. I just wanted to post a quick video, share what works for me, and also talk about how I make celery juice because a lot of you guys have questions about that. So the very short version of my morning routine is I get up and first thing I do is go get my phone, which has the alarm outside my room, and I walk to the bathroom after I turn the phone off. I've just made a commitment to myself, a non-negotiable, that as soon as I'm up and turn that alarm off on the way to the bathroom, the next thing I do is use the bathroom and brush my teeth. And once I brush my teeth, there's no going back. So I have to get up to turn the alarm off. I have to get to the bathroom normally because my body's telling me to. And then I just make a commitment that my next thing I do is I brush my teeth and there's no going back. So it's really been helpful in the process of just getting consistency and waking up and making sure that I keep my day going rather than what I used to do, which was hit snooze, go back to bed. Part of that process, or part of what's helped that process, is just improving my hormonal balance. So a lot of people are struggling with hormonal imbalance and cortisol, adrenaline, and the main two hormones that are helping you wake up in the morning. They're feeling wired in the evening and tired in the morning, and I lived like that for years without even really knowing that was a problem. So I have been on a journey these last 12 months or so, just really trying to hone in on that, and it's been extremely helpful in that process. So it's not just about hitting the snooze button, but there are real health implications involved. So after that, I get some quiet time. I have an index card that I write just a scripture that I'm focused on. I want to really grow and think on, meditate on during the week, and an area of my life I feel like God's just trying to speak to me in. I don't overthink it. I just pick one scripture a week and I just write it down, and then I do some research, as I feel necessary around, what that verse means, the context, and other verses that link and apply to it. So I just sit with that, or I sit in silence, or I turn on some worship music, really try and get my head in the right space. Occasionally, I make the mistake of turning my phone off airplane mode in that process, and then I get a little bit distracted, and that's okay. But I just try and make sure that I have some time for myself before I start my day. After that, I'll do about 40 ounces of lemon water. So I use this guy right here. It is a Hydro Flask. No, this is not a sponsored ad, but I get that filled up the night before because I don't like cold water. And so I'll use the Hydro Flask to then put, momentary block, put the lemon, I squeeze about a half lemon with this guy in the Hydro Flask. And I try and have that before I make my celery juice. So I'm drinking the water either just while I'm having my quiet time or when I go to the gym, if it's a gym day, if I'm working with my trainer. And then when I come back, if I'm at the gym, when I come back, I'll have my celery juice. And what I do is I just take this, I have a cutting board, chop it into 4. I then put it in, this is a Vitamix, and I just put it in the Vitamix. I have just a little bit of water I add, not a lot, filter water. I try and get as much of the juice as I can. And then when I'm done, the same cup that I used to put the water in the Vitamix, I put this little, it's called a nut milk bag. And I put this in the cup, just like so. Let's see if you guys can see it. Something like this. And then once this is done, I'll put the celery juice in here, and I'll just use this to strain it. Boom, my celery juice is made. One stalk of celery, one big stalk like this, should make about 16 ounces of of celery juice. And, Medical Medium he's got all kinds of reading and material on it. But I would just suggest you do your own research. For me, one of the biggest benefits of starting my day with lemon water and then celery juice and obviously quiet time, prayer, and worship music. And by the way, if it's hard for you to sit still, you can do all those things on a walk. But one of the biggest benefits is I just give myself space to process, including my body. our liver has a couple functions, and well, more than a couple functions, but two of the main ones: detoxing our body and providing bile for our stomach to break down our food. If the bile's not strong enough, then our food isn't broken down enough and we have inflammation in our body. And if the liver doesn't have the opportunity to fully detoxify your body, now I'm kind of outside my lane once we get into more details than what I'm describing, but these are the high level things that I've seen to be true in my life. If the liver doesn't have enough time to detoxify your body and isn't focused solely on detoxifying your body, well, then it's going to be on overload trying to create the bile, trying to detoxify your body, trying to do all these different things. And for me, what's been really helpful is just having the lemon water, the cleansing effect of lemon water, letting my body process 40 ounces of water, 20 to 40 if it's, if I'm kind of at the gym sipping on the water. And then using the celery juice as sort of like an added support to my liver. The other benefit of celery juice is that it's actually really hydrating. So, by the time I'm done with my morning routine, which could take anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours, depending on everything I just described. By the time I'm done, I'm feeling fully hydrated. I've focused on me. I've taken care of the things that matter most in my life, and I'm ready to start my day. And it's not perfect every day, but if I'm able to get at least a few of those things that I mentioned in and get consistency in it, it's extremely helpful as I go about my week. I would also add that, since I travel a lot, it can be difficult sometimes to get the same consistency. And so I wouldn't put a lot of pressure on yourself to have rigidity in that morning routine. I do like to use the word rhythm with clients. I'd say, let's find a rhythm that works for you and find 3 to 5 things that are important to you. And if you can get at least 2 or 3 of those things done, man, that's a win for your morning. The 6 core pillars of basic health are a great place to start: diet, sleep, exercise, active rest, reflection, and connection. If you guys haven't, go to my website. You guys can sign up for more information about that. But those 6 core pillars are really a fundamental thing that I've used in my life to really start addressing what I need most and first. So I hope that's helpful for you guys. And if you have any questions, you guys can always reach out to me, send me a message, leave a comment below if there's a comment box. And if you're not already, sign up for my emails, tjloeffler.com. And when you do sign up for my emails, you'll join the community, but you also get free book rec and link to my podcast and all kinds of other good stuff. So appreciate you guys. Hope this was helpful.